Today, we're doing a deep dive into the winter 2025-2026 snowfall forecast. And, well, the data we're looking at is showing a genuine surprise.
A big one, yeah.
So if you were planning for a mild, easy winter, you might want to just throw those plans out. Our mission today is to analyze the sources that are tracking this dramatic shift in the outlook.
Exactly. I mean, the initial forecasts were all pointing towards a weak La Niña pattern.
Which usually means a relatively mild regime for most of North America, right?
It's a textbook signal.
No.
But the prediction has fundamentally changed. We're now heading toward an intense, old-school winter season.
And why the pivot?
A powerful and incredibly rare catalyst has suddenly emerged.
And that catalyst is a forecast sudden stratospheric warming event, an SSW.
Right. And what's fascinating here is the timing. It's unfolding exceptionally early.
How early?
We're talking late November, early December 2025. To put that rarity into perspective for you, there are only 3 documented November SSW events in the last 70 years.
Okay, so let's unpack this. How does an event happening, 30 kilometers above the North Pole, how does that turn our forecast upside down and affect our snow day plans down here?
It's all about something called stratospheric tropospheric coupling, or STC.
STC, okay.
The SSW causes temperatures way up in the stratosphere to just surge, sometimes more than 30 degrees Celsius above normal.
30 degrees, wow.
And that rapidly destabilizes the polar vortex.
Which is that stratospheric engine that, keeps all the Arctic cold locked up.
Precisely. And when it destabilizes, we get that coupling.
So can you put that in plain English for us? What does that process physically look like down here?
Well, the SSW doesn't create new cold air, but it forcibly shoves the existing Arctic air mass southward.
Ah, so it's a displacement.
A huge displacement. This forces a deep, cold trough right over central and eastern North America.
So you have these two drivers working together, the La Niña and the SSW.
Exactly. The weak La Niña provides the moisture, it strengthens the Pacific jet stream.
And the SSW provides the sustained, deep cold.
It's like La Niña loaded the moisture gun, and the SSW just pulled the trigger for the cold.
That dual driver mechanism really is the key.
Yeah.
So what does this mean for actual snowfall? Where's the risk highest?
Above average snowfall is strongly favored across the northern plains, the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, and into the northeast United States.
So that's the corridor where the cold corridor meets the moisture.
That's the battleground. And we're forecasting that southern Canada is specifically going to experience a downright frigid December.
Wait, I have a question about the nuance here. Isn't La Niña supposed to keep the southeast dry? How exactly does a stratospheric event overpower that major climate signal?
That's a great point. And you're right, the southwestern U.S. and the Gulf Coast will likely remain drier. That aligns with the classic La Niña signal.
Yeah.
But the SSW provides this acute, temporary, overriding severity.
So even areas like the Carolinas and the Appalachians?
They have the potential for high-impact, record-breaking snow events during those brief, deep cold snaps.
And here's where the operational risk gets really high. The temporal compression of it all.
The timing, yes.
Peak winter severity, which usually waits until January or February, is being front-loaded directly into December.
Right into the high-traffic holiday travel weeks.
That's a logistical nightmare for you if you're planning any journeys.
And if we connect this severe timing to the bigger picture, these rapid episodic cold snaps pose a major threat to grid resilience.
Yeah, the assessments by NERC, the North American Electric Reliability Corporation, they already show the power grid faces elevated risks.
It does. So the problem isn't just the cold, it's the sheer speed of the demand surge.
You mean when 35 U.S. states suddenly experience one of these deep, episodic cold blasts?
Exactly. Winter peak demand is rising by over 20 gigawatts year on year. So when an SSW triggers these widespread cold outbreaks, you increase the risk of fuel limitations, especially natural gas.
So this dual driver pattern guarantees extreme shifts and high forecasting difficulty, especially through January.
That difficulty won't vanish quickly. As the SSW influence wanes, likely late January, the climate system will transition toward ENSO neutrality.
Meaning the uncertainty persists.
It does. And this raises an important question for you, the listener, to explore. What happens after the SSW shock when that primary macro driver decays?
I think future operational forecasting really needs to pivot to monitoring those high-frequency teleconnections.
Things like the Madden-Julian Oscillation and the Eastern Pacific Oscillation, the MJO and EPO.
Right. They become the true keys to dictating precise storm timing and location in the latter half of the season.
They are what will determine whether January is a recovery or a second wave.